The first shot echoed across the valley like a warning from the sky itself, sharp, violent, and final. It cracked through the cold mountain air just as Chief Brooks hissed into the comms, "We're surrounded. Everyone take cover." The SEAL team dove behind boulders, their breaths fogging in the freezing altitude. They'd known this mission was dangerous, but none of them had expected an ambush this deep in the Korsak mountain range. Enemy fighters closed in from three sides, moving with terrifying confidence, as if they already knew the SEALs' every move. Brooks clutched his rifle tighter. "Where the hell is our overwatch? Where's our sniper?" No one answered. A second bullet whistled past, grazing the sleeve of a young operator named Torres. He ducked, panic in his eyes. "Chief, we won't last 10 minutes like this." Brooks didn't respond. He didn't want to say what they were all thinking. Their overwatch hadn't shown up. They were alone, or so they believed, a lone shadow on the mountain. High above them, perched on a narrow ledge barely wide enough for a human knee, a woman adjusted her scope with calm, practiced precision. Her breath was steady, her pulse controlled. Her body blended into the rock so flawlessly she looked like part of the mountain itself. Her name was Mara Quinn, the only female sniper in her specialized recon detachment, a ghost the enemy feared, and sometimes doubted even existed. She had been tracking the enemy intercept team long before the SEALs even realized they were walking into a trap. But she had no radio connection, no way to warn them. All she had was her rifle, her instincts, and a determination that ran deeper than the cold granite beneath her. Mara exhaled slowly. Target acquired. She squeezed the trigger. Down below, a hostile fighter collapsed before he even heard the shot. Brooks blinked. "What the? Who fired that?" Another shot. Another enemy fell. Then another. The sound came from above, echoing from the sheer cliffs. Torres gasped. Is that her? The phantom sniper." Brooks finally allowed himself a thin smile. "It's Quinn." A past she didn't want to remember. Mara didn't just take this mission because of duty. This mountain range was where she'd lost her brother 2 years earlier, an army medic who was ambushed by the same insurgent network. She had sworn that one day she would return, not for revenge, but to ensure no other soldier died the way he had. And now, seeing the SEALs pinned down exactly as her brother once was, something inside her ignited. Not again. Not today. She worked with mechanical grace, shifting position, adjusting her angle, calculating distances in seconds. Her world shrank to the rhythm of breath, the weight of the trigger, and the lives depending on her below. One by one, she thinned the enemy ranks. But the insurgents were smart. They began searching for the hidden shooter. And they had rockets. The mountain fights back. A sudden explosion erupted near Mara's ledge, knocking rocks loose and showering her with dust. She rolled to her side, clutching her rifle to keep it from falling. Below, the SEALs saw it. "They've spotted her," Torres shouted. "They're trying to take her out." Brooks's heart clenched. "She's too exposed up there. We have to move." But moving meant lifting their heads, and lifting their heads meant dying. Another rocket screamed toward Mara's position. She didn't run. She didn't flinch. She shifted her aim and fired at the rocket team, hitting the gunner a split second before he could adjust his angle. The rocket flew wild, exploding harmlessly against a distant slope. The SEALs watched in stunned silence. Brooks murmured, "She's saving us while fighting for her life." The final push. The enemy commander barked. Orders. More fighters advanced. The SEALs were still pinned, and Mara was running low on ammunition. She checked her mag. Only 5 rounds left. Below, Torres whispered, voice shaking, "Chief, we're not getting out of this, are we?" Brooks gripped his shoulder. "We hold, because as long as she's firing from that mountain, we still have a chance." Then he looked up, as if speaking to her across the impossible distance. "Do it, Quinn, we're with you." Mara inhaled deeply and steadied herself. 5 shots, 15 enemies, one way out. She targeted the commander first. Bang! Chaos rippled through the enemy ranks. She moved to the ridge flank. Bang! A rifleman dropped. Another repositioned. She fired again. Bang! 3 shots left. The SEALs, seizing their moment, surged forward from cover. A fierce firefight erupted. It was messy, desperate, and brutal. But with every enemy distracted by the unseen phantom on the mountain, the SEALs gained ground. Mara used her last 2 bullets to eliminate the final threats pressing closest to Brooks. Then, with her rifle empty, she simply whispered to the wind, "Finish it." And they did. Rescue at the summit. Once the valley was secured, Brooks immediately turned his radio to the mountain. "Quinn, respond. Are you hit?" Static answered. Quinn. Mara. Nothing. Torres swallowed hard. Chief. We need to go up there. The climb was long and treacherous, but when they reached the ledge, they found her leaning against the rock, exhausted, dust-covered, but alive. She smiled faintly. Took you long enough. Brooks let out a breath he didn't realize he was holding. You saved all of us today. Torres stepped forward, voice cracking. Ma'am, how did you even see all of them? Mara gazed out over the valley, quiet now, peaceful in the fading light. Because I've been here before, she said softly. And I wasn't going to let this mountain take anyone else. Brooks nodded with respect so deep it felt like a salute. Then today, he said, you conquered it. A legacy in the silence. The extraction helicopter arrived just as the last rays of sun touched the peaks. As they boarded, Mara looked back at the mountain one last time, not with sorrow, but with closure. Her brother would have been proud. The SEALs would never forget the day they shouted, "We're surrounded." And a lone female sniper answered from the sky. And somewhere in the world, soldiers would whisper the story of the woman who became the mountain's guardian. Not because she wanted glory, but because she refused to let anyone fight alone.